I've really thoroughly enjoyed working with Tim on some interesting projects, and Luma brings some fantastic tech to events. But they always bring tech that delegates love, and it always brings that wonderful interaction that we're clearly all seeking from our research and from Jez and Robert's presentations this morning. So, without further ado, I want to share with you what I think is a piece of delegate event tech magic. It's only a little tiny teasing sample. I better press the right button here.
Probably in the way.
We all want to share our stories, whether it is the trick we saw at the party, the bad day at the office, or the beautiful sunset we saw on vacation. Today, thanks to technology, we can share those stories as never before. By email, Facebook, blogs, tweets, on Google+, the tools of social networking. These are the digital campfires around which the audience gathers to hear our story.
I can already see an ocean of beamingly smiling faces looking up in wonder at the amazing Marco Tempest. That was for real. That's augmented reality. It lives and breathes and works now. And if you want to see the rest of that, go on to either Zeitgeist Minds or TED and have a look at the 6 minutes of real brilliance. Tim?
Yes. I'm assuming...
Back to Earth?
Do I need that? Because I'm concerned. I don't need that. It works. Amazing. Smooth. Yes, that was obviously a lovely futuristic video. And we're going to talk about something which is still futuristic, but also possible today. And for us, we looked at the delegate journey, and we're going to tell you about the delegate journey and how it could be improved for tomorrow's world. And this journey is all about personalization, but for us, it starts way before you arrive here, like you did today at the event. For a delegate, it starts when they land in the country that they're going to have the event in.
So imagine your registration system has already pre-populated the iPad that man is standing at the airport with, so you're greeted personally by name. So he takes you to your car. What do we do next? Well, we, that is both the host at the airport and the people tracking him back at the venue, share the same GPS tracking map. And that guy puts into the iPad a message to the hotel to say, that car you're tracking has Xavier on board. So the hotel can track him all the way till he comes up the drive to the venue, and all of the check-in is about to happen personally by name as he is greeted at registration with his badge. They know he's coming, he arrives. The badge is handed over, and inside it there's an RFID chip. Well, we've heard a lot about these RFID chips. But what that does is the moment it's triggered, there's a wonderful piece of software called Marketo. And you can program Marketo to send a message to the relationship manager of that person. So imagine every delegate actually has somebody who's invited him, and that person gets an immediate text to say, Xavier's arrived, he's in reception. Things are getting really focused now. Personal, easy.
Exactly. And one of those amazing ways of personalizing your event is to build a custom application, as you see here. So instead of just an event application that you can download from generic event application that you can customize, it's also possible to build your own event application either for iPad or Android, any number of devices. And the whole point of having an application for the event is it can really do away with having to carry around lots of different things like paper, plans, times of events and things like that. So for example, if an event was changed, if a venue was changed during the event, then it would also be possible to instantly update that, and obviously that would go through to everyone else's device. So it's a very quick way of making changes that people obviously adhere to and make sure they turn up to the right event at the right time. It's also got things like maps, toilets, where different parts of the event are, where the going out night spots are in the local vicinity. You mentioned MWC earlier. I was at MWC and I also had an application that showed me where the best parties were. So that's also possible to do something like that. And obviously the main point of this is not just the convenience and the lack of paper, but it's also personalization again, is that it's customized content for the people who are coming to the event.
So, staying on the mobile theme.
Good. Excited about this.
From
bit.
iPad to iPhone. This is our first live demo, so it could all go horribly wrong from here. There now are wonderful bits of software that exist on most of our mobile devices. Most of your devices now have built-in near-field communication, or NFC. And they allow you to share lots of things really quickly and easily.
So I am going to share my contact details with David in a live performance, never seen before in the Hippodrome. Here is me on my phone with my phone number and email address. Take it down quickly. And I'm going to now do this. And
what will come up is a choice of to where I'm going to store the data. I'm going to store it there. And hey presto, I have Tim's details. I think that deserves a little round of applause.
Woo! Yeah, works. Great. Good work, guys.
But we're not finished there.
So I've always wondered where David is. Actually, I don't know where we are right now.
So I'm going to just share a little bit of a map with Tim, because I know he likes to know where I am.
Yes.
So let's go to GPS tracking.
Here we are.
I'm the little red dot, so you can see that. And hey presto, Tim doesn't have that application, but it's very cleverly sent him the link to download it at Google Play. So he's one click away from having the application and my location at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. Now there is another use for RFID. I know you're all pretty excited about this. That if I can actually find it in my pocket along with my badge. This wasn't rehearsed. I can't find it. That's gone well. It's here. This, along with my badge, is an RFID tip, which is super thin, as you'll notice, and also can be stuck on anything. And the whole point of this is that it could contain any number of information pieces, like it could be PDF documents, or it could be links to different content, it could be video, it could be photos or anything. Now you can stick these around your event, you could stick them on different things, and when you wave your magic mobile phone over the top, no software required on Android, then you get different actions. So this is obviously loading the Brandfuel website, which is very nice indeed, and could also be programmed, as I said, to do all sorts of exciting things. Now there is also something else, which I'm hoping David's pre-populated on his wrist. So you may have seen these before. This could be used for all number of things, but obviously this is going to do something jazzy when I put my phone over the top there. It's slowly opening the Brandfuel website as well. So that could be pre-programmed again to do anything. So you can actually have delegates able to walk around your event, either pick up things using that, or register the fact that they've been to a certain area in your event. So that could be used for Facebook check-ins, for example. So you can actually have different parts of your event that people are checking in with by waving their wristband in front of.
And you can see it's a very small, slim device. It could be deployed anywhere. What I really love is great examples of creativity. I'm a bit of a creative head in my own space, and I wanted to share with you something that I thought was really fantastic. This is the New York Marathon. So imagine that your event is actually 50,000 runners, and you want to give them the very best delegate experience possible. ASICS did exactly that. What they did was they delivered on what we're all seeking today, which is personalization and a fantastic delegate experience. And effectively what they did was they used RFID, and this lovely lady in a moment is about to tell you exactly how it went.
Have the people that matter the most with them on race day. ASICS believes every runner should have what they need to run their best. That's why we created supportyourmarathoner.com, a site where loved ones can send words of encouragement via video, image, or text to the marathon runner they're supporting. The site was promoted through the New York Road Runners Club newsletter, our own site, through bloggers, and by runners and supporters using social media. During race week, we set up booths where friends and family could record personalized messages for runners. Now that we had these messages of support, we had to deliver them to the right people at the right time. For that, we used giant LED screens course side and an invention we called the trigger chip. Here's how it worked. On registration, every runner received a bib number and a unique RFID tag to attach to their shoe. As runners crossed sensors in the road, their personalized messages were sent to giant LED screens.
We're proud of you. Keep on running.
A lady went by, saw a message from her family, and she broke out in tears. She was so happy to see her family on the course, which she would not have seen it otherwise.
The program has only just begun, but the response so far has been phenomenal. Messages from 17 countries for 7,000 runners, with over an hour of video, thousands of still images, texts, and emails, and lots of very happy runners. While the New York City Marathon is over this year.
So I think that's a fantastic example to John's point previously about purpose. So they really dug down deep into what do marathon runners really want. They want support, and they want support when they're on the course. And this is a fantastic way of using social media channels and technology to deliver just that emotional, personal moment. But there are lots of other ways this can be used, Tim, aren't there?
There are, indeed. I'm glad you asked. This behind me is an exhibition, and obviously you have lots of delegates potentially at your event walking around an exhibitor space. Maybe at a conference they have an exhibition as well. And RFID also enables you, or NFC also enables you to pass information on to your visitors to that exhibition very easily. So all the exhibitors give a much more enriched experience by giving people content they actually want to their phones or to their devices, rather than walking around with lots of different brochures and exciting or unexciting printed material. Now this is another amazing use of the technology. You might recognize this amazing person in this video. This was me earlier on walking towards a interactive mirror called Your Mirror, which is from Luma, and essentially it looks like a normal mirror unit, but this person has walked towards it and their RFID chip in their delegate badge, just like the ones you're wearing but with a chip in it, has actually enabled that to give them personalized content. So it could give times of their particular sessions that they were involved in. It could tell them particular information that they might be interested in. So it's a personalized experience specifically for each delegate that you can achieve with this.
And whilst we're on the collection of data and such like, imagine if you could walk out of here and could go to this surface here, and you just plug in a little USB into the side, and a beautiful pool appears on the surface. And all of the content that you've heard today that you're interested in, whether it's presentations or videos or even speaker bios or contact details, you use the surface to just drag them into the pool, and once they're in the pool, they're on your USB or on your Bluetooth device. And that's a much more attractive and engaging way of immediately passing that content on to the people who come to your event. But there's all other ways of treating this technology too. What about entertainment? We've talked a little bit this morning about the importance of being able to network. And networking takes a little bit of encouragement. And that encouragement often comes in the form of an inanimate object or a third party. Here is a wonderful example of exactly that. This is a DJ Surface table. This is a collaborative music-making instrument of the 21st century. And people love it. They come and play with it. You twiddle these blocks and it creates a sound, and the way you place the blocks on the device changes the sound, and it becomes this instant third party that helps people to break the ice and talk to each other. Still on the entertainment front.
Yep.
This is just another little example of a similar thing. This is actually digital drafts. You like a bit of drafts, don't you, Tim?
I thought it was chess, but...
no, actually it's drafts. It's drafts off an Android tablet.
I don't play either, so...
And then further on that front, this gets slightly more silly, but silly with a point. You've heard of Google Hangouts. Well, they've created a thing called Ping Pong Hangouts, where the facial recognition software that's used for Hangouts is used to turn your head into a table tennis bat. So you stand in front of the computer and move your head when you see the ball coming towards it. I was going to put on one of these...
I think we should have done a live demo.
Yeah, we should have done that.
That would be much more fun. Exciting.
But talking of Hangouts...
Yes.
What happens when it all goes horribly wrong?
Well, again, I'm glad you asked that, because obviously one of the benefits of streaming technology and using this kind of virtual event technology where we could be streaming this event live to 1 million other people on the internet is that in the event of a disaster or in the event that your delegates cannot get to your event, you can obviously send the content and you can give people a real sense and a flavour of the event via the internet very reliably. So even on the simplest of connection technologies, you should be able to see streaming video these days and obviously get text content and even interact with people. So on Google Hangout, you can also obviously have different conversations. But there are obviously lots of other technologies that enable this at events as well.
Has anyone in the room ever used a Hangout? Yep. Anyone used it for an event? Oh, I have, and it works very well when you have really good internet. We would have done it here, but we don't quite have the bandwidth for here. I think the other thing is video content. Now, I think this is really important. Going back to another of the messages of the day, which is how do you amplify your event? So how do you increase your ROI from your event beyond the event itself? Content is really the king, and the first bit of content is video. Here's some user-generated content. Remember what I think it was Robert was saying about let your users do the content. So these are simple video booths. People can go in, record a short video and upload it to your channel. Alternatively, you can have a bit of fun with things like photo booths, which are all the rage at the moment. People can literally go in with their friends, take a photo, get a print of it, but the software is programmed to upload that picture straight to either your event social channel or your channel plus their channel as well. Great fun and very easy to do. But it's not all high tech, is it?
No. Look at this post-it wall right here. This is a fun thing which David can explain, but it doesn't have to be technology is the point of this slide. Yeah, there's lots of fun and engaging things you can do without using the most ridiculously high technology.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a low-tech way of getting people to both give you feedback and engage in a different way for low cost, and it works very well. But I'm feeling kind of thirsty, Tim.
You look thirsty.
Yeah, well...
So the last slide is a bit of a comedy one, but this is just to show you this is a virtual beer pouring machine, very simple device, pours pints of beer based on a little barrel there. And obviously this is creating not only a bit of fun at the event, but hopefully people are talking about that. And just going back to the social media side, obviously creating content, either people creating content themselves or having content which is actually fun to interact with, enjoyable to use, people are more likely to talk about it on social media channels. And so technology, in summary, can be used for personalization. It can make the journey for the delegate smoother and simpler. It can be used to make the event more fun. It can be used to make social media content that people actually talk about your event on the social media channels. And in overall, it should give you a better event experience, David.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Oh, just in time. Excellent work. Well done, Jen. So very good. A few questions for you. Of course, you wouldn't expect anything less. How can we find out more about the marathon thing and all that jazz?
Talk to me afterwards, and I'll point in the right direction.
There you are. Easily said. It's 26 miles over that way. You're gonna say. Does RFID work on iPhone? Because more people have those.
No.
You were about to say yes. No.
No. Don't confuse RFID and NFC. They're actually slightly different things, although they perform a fairly similar function. So a lot of modern-day phones now have built-in NFC, and if you go to your settings in your phone, you'll see something that says Enable NFC. RFID is not built into phones. RFID are separate chips, and they can not only have readers that are built into, you saw in the A6 Marathon on the road, but they can have actual scanners, antenna. So people could walk under a doorway and have their chip read. Or if you wanted to work out how long people spent at a particular exhibit or a particular part of your event space, then an RFID scanner could actually tell you all of that data. It means that you can then go back and say, well, you, sir, spent 7 minutes talking at this particular booth. Are you interested in buying this product? or something else related to conferences.
Okay, this one for you, Timothy. What is the data capacity of an RFID disk?
Well, NFC, the data capacity is very small. It's just a very small amount of information that passes across. But RFID, in theory, can be limitless. Depends on really what you want to transmit, yes. So there's all sorts of answers to that question. From very simple tags, you can get very complicated powered tags that hold data on them and broadcast data to
Okay, what about apps for BlackBerry?
Yes, that's something we certainly haven't discussed. But no, I mean, the reality is at the moment that Android's definitely leading the way, and it cannot be long before iPhone and, Apple and BlackBerry catch up in terms of where the market is going, because I think the market is definitely going to an NFC type route.
Are you coming to inspect?
Stand up, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, and what was that photo booth thing called?
It's just a photo booth, but
you see, couldn't be simpler, could it?
Yeah, I mean there are lots of different photo booths that do different things, but that's one that we've used quite regularly.
And one final question, just to bring you two high and mighty folk down to earth. Could you please do me a favour and bring 2 chairs on because of the next session? I'll take that. Thank you very much, gents. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim and David, thank you.